Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information, of course, comes from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and on the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, this music, and anything else potentially interesting that we gather throughout the show, check the underbar of the description. Anyway, I am Xander, and today is Woden's Day, also known as Odin's Day, also known as Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. Man, finger work here. I feel like I'm playing an air piano. What happened on this date, you may ask? Well, I will start us off in the year 1428, in which Jacob of Bavaria signed a ceasefire with Philip the Good. Alright. 1534, French explorer Joachim Carter was the first European to discover Prince Edward Islands in Canada. Interesting. 1540, former Lord Privy Seal and Chancellor of the Exchequer of England, Thomas Cromwell, was indicted as a heretic. Uh-oh. The Imperium of Mankind is not going to take kindly to that. 12 years later, in 1552, Italian physician and mathematician Girolamo Cardano arrived in Edinburgh, Scotland, to treat John Hamilton, the Archbishop of St. Andrews, for over 1,000 gold crowns. Dang. That's a lot of crowns. What does he need with that many crowns? What is this, RuneScape? You know, like what does somebody need to do with 1,000 crowns? This is ridiculous. 1613, Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London burned down during a performance of Henry VIII. Yeah, that's right. And they did rebuild it eventually, but yeah. 1682, Sophia Alexeyevna named herself Regent of Russia for her brothers Ivan V and half-brother Peter I. Alright. In 1776, Virginia State Constitution was adopted and Patrick Henry was made governor. That was, I guess, during the Revolution? Because, like, it started, well, I guess, again, it already started. Well, not the fighting, I guess, I don't know. 1850, British ex-Prime Minister Sir Robert Peel fell off his horse and he died 3 days later. Everybody out here trying to be Superman. 1863, George Armstrong Custer, aged 23, was appointed Union Brigadier General. That's a really high rank for that age. Only 23. And he was actually younger than me when he died, so dang. But so was Jesus. 1881, Pope Leo XIII published encyclical Dirituratum Illud. Alright, what does that entail? Let's look that up here real quick. Bim bam bam. Okay. Wiki. Let's bring it up here. What is this? He addressed the indwelling and miraculous power of the Holy Ghost and the extent and efficiency of his action, both in the whole body of the church and in the individual souls of its members, through the glorious abundance of his divine graces. As such, it serves as one of the precursors to the Catholic Renaissance of the 20th century. Why can't I read some of these things? I'm going to add this link into the underbar in case anybody wants to read and educate themselves on this particular thing a little bit further. Moving on. Into 1914, Zhina Gusteva attempted to assassinate Grigory Rasputin at his hometown in Siberia. Rasputin is immortal. So, anyway, 1926, Arthur Meighen returned to office as Prime Minister of Canada. Okay. 1931, Pope Pius XI published encyclical on non abbiamo bisogno. We do not need fascism and Mussolini. Okay. Well, look at that. The papacy was at least publicly fighting back. 2 years later, in 1933, Italian boxer Primo Carnera knocks out U.S. defending champion Jack Sharkey in round 6 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. to become the third European to win the lineal world heavyweight title. Nice. 1936, Pope Pius XI encyclical to U.S. bishops on motion pictures. Is this the same guy? Yep, it is. Alright, so... yeah, well, motion pictures are, very manipulative. 1936, George M. Cohan was the first artist to be presented with a U.S. Congressional Gold Medal by Franklin D. Roosevelt for raising war morale. Okay, that's interesting. So the Congress can get medals. Well, that makes sense. 1943, Pope Pius XII, encyclical Mystic Corporis, Mystic Body of Christ. Alright. 1944, Rommel and von Rosestone traveled to Berchtesgaden. 1952, during the U.S. Open Women's Golf at Bala Golf Club, 1949, champion Louis Suggs won 7 strokes ahead of runners-up Marlene Beyer and Betty Jamieson. 1954 as well, actually no, 2 years after that, 1954, U.S. Atomic Energy Commission was voted against reinstating by Dr. Robert Oppenheimer. Yeah, Oppenheimer really realized what he did. 1957, Malenkov, Molotov, Kaganowicz's, and Sijapilov left the USSR Communist Party. Molotov, oh no. Whatever will we do without our grenades? 1 year later, 1958, during the FIFA World Cup final, Rasunda Stadium, Stockholm in Sweden, Vava and Pele each other scored 2 goals as Brazil defeated Sweden 5-2. 1959, Pope John the 23rd published his first encyclical on truth, unity, and peace in charity. 1961, SF outfielder Willie Mays, not Billy Mays, but Willie Mays, became the 4th player in MLB history to win 3 or more home runs twice in one season with a 10th inning blast in Giants' 8-7 win over the Phillies in Philadelphia. Why does it look like this guy is just like laughing because he finally found his glasses after 10 minutes? That situation reminds me of my dad a lot. Like, I can't find my glasses. Where are they? I blame you, son. I blame you. You took my glasses and hid them somewhere. Like, bro, they're on your face. 1964, Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed after an 83-day filibuster in the U.S. Senate. 1967, Keith Richards was sentenced to 1 year in jail on drugs charge. 1969, on Billy Williams Day at Wrigley Field, Chicago, the Cubs outfielder passed Stan Musial's NL record for consecutive MLB games played, which is 896, as Chicago swept St. Louis Cardinals 3-1 and 12-1. Dang. 2 years later, 1971, Rolling Stones' Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were sentenced on drug offense. Again, Keith? 67 to 71, so like 4 years later? This is reminding me of that, what was going on with, oh god, what's that guy who got arrested in Japan and then later got arrested in wherever with his wife for marijuana? 1977, future Hall of Fame outfielder Willie Stargell hit his 400th career home run as his Pittsburgh Pirates routed the St. Louis Cardinals 9-1 at Busch Stadium. 365 days later, in 1978, U.S. Vice President Walter Mondale began a trip to Middle East. By the way, I'm expecting a phone call any second, so we'll see. I might have to go AFK in the middle of the show. Anyway, 1981, Hu Yaobang succeeded Hua Guofeng as chairman of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China. If evil had a face, they all share it. 1983, 40-year-old Puerto Rican jockey Angel Cordero Jr. won his 5,000th race with a victory in the last place at Belmont, the 4th jockey to achieve this milestone. 1984, Oral Hershier began string of making every shed start until 1990. What? Oh. Okay, some kind of baseball thing, so I don't know. 1984 as well, Pete Rose played in a record 3,309th game, surpassing Carl Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski. AstraZeneca. Something blah 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 blah. 1986, Boston Red Sox traded for Tom Seaver. Also in 1986, Sparky Anderson was the first to win 600 games as manager in both leagues. Well, that's pretty cool. 1986 as well, Richard Branson aboard Virgin Atlantic Challenger 2 reached Bishop Rock, Isles of Sicily, the fastest crossing of the Atlantic. Yeah, you know, what is Mr. Branson doing? You know, like, we have Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all these powerhouses. Richard Branson kind of just fell by the wayside, you know? Virgin Airlines is still around. He's still around. He's just not doing anything. Well, it looks like we're stuck in 86. So, U.S. Senior Open Men's Golf at the Scioto Country Club. Dale Douglas won by one stroke ahead of Gary Player for his lone Champions Tour major title. Cool. Finally breaking out into 1987, the Yanks blow an 11-4 lead by trailing 14-11. Dave Winfield's 8th inning grand slammer defeated Toronto 15-4. Matingi also grand slams. Man, that's a lot of breakfast. Denny's. 1988, Vigdis Finnbogadóttir was elected the 4th president of Iceland, becoming the world's first democratically elected female president. Go Iceland. Nice. Also in 1988, Emmy 15th Daytime Award presentation, Susan Lockey lost for the 9th time. Dang. Is that the one who lost for the 11th time yesterday? Like, looks familiar, especially that neck. You know, you never forget that neck. 1990, Marla Maples' father sued National Enquirer for $12 million. I wonder why. I don't remember. Also in 1990, the A's Dave Stewart no-hits Blue Jays in the Dodgers Fernando Valenzuela no-hits the St. Louis 6-0, the first time no-hitters in both leagues. 1991, Jackie Mason, brand new, closed at Neil Simon Theater in New York City after 216 performances. Is it just me or does this guy look like he doesn't need makeup? You know? I mean, like, he has red hair, very pale face. He already looks like a clown, just really wrinkly. 1991, with a world ranking of 591, English Nick Brown upset a 10th seeded in 2001 champion Goran Ivan Isivic 4-6, 6-3, 7-6, and 6-3 in the second round at Wimbledon. 1992, NHL decided Eric Lindros went to the Flyers instead of the Rangers. That's interesting. So it's like, oh wait, no, never mind, don't go there, you know? Okay. 1995, George Foreman lost an IBF boxing title for refusing to re-fight Axel Schulz. Well, that's not cool. You know what? You have to fight? You know? I guess so, you know? Like if you win something, you can't just avoid fighting to lose it, so... 2000, Eminem's mother went to court claiming defamation of her character in a $10 million civil suit after taking exception to the line, "My mother smokes more dope than I do," from her son's single, "My Name Is." Well, you know what? If the shoe fits. 2001, AI, Artificial Intelligence, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Haley Joel Osment, Jude Law, and Francis O'Connor, was released. That's a really interesting movie. The ending, that's... Moving on a bit to 2002, the U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney serves as acting president for 2.5 hours, while President George W. Bush underwent a colonoscopy procedure. Dang, so for 2.5 hours, that guy who shot his friend in the face with birdshot via shotgun was our acting president. That's horrifying. 2003, U.S. Senior Open Men's Golf at the Iverness Club. Bruce Lezinski won by 2 strokes from Tom Watson. 365 days later, in 2004, Deanna DeGarmo released her single "Dreams." 2006, Hamden versus Rumsfeld. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that President George W. Bush's plans to try Guantanamo Bay detainees and military tribunals violated U.S. and international law. 1 year later, in 2007, Irish singer and songwriter Enya received an honorary doctorate from the National University of Ireland in Galway. Nice. Yeah, Enya makes some good music. Moving on up another year in 2008. Well, it looks like we're just going boom, boom, boom here. The Glastonbury Festival in Pilsen, England. Leonard Cohen was the highlight singing Hallelujah. 2009, financier Bernie Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in U.S. maximum prison for conducting a massive Ponzi scheme. Yep. 2014, Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi announced establishment of a worldwide caliphate at the Great Mosque of Al-Nuri in Mosul, Iraq. Well, look at all the refugees in Europe slowly turning everything into home. You know? Well, here we go. 2014 Senior Players Championship Men's Golf, Fox Chapel Golf Club. Bernard Langer of Germany defeated Jeff Solman with a birdie on the second playoff hole, the first of Langler's 3 straight player titles. 2017 Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner apologized and removed t-shirts from sale featuring Tupac Shakur and others after accusations of exploiting their legacies. Good. 2018, Drake released his 5th studio album, Scorpion, a double album with 25 tracks. Dang. That's enough tracks to start a train on. 2021, former South African President Jacob Zuma was sentenced to 15 months in prison on contempt of court charges. Before we move into births and deaths here, were there any articles that you were interested in? Was there anything that you can add? Was there any questions? Anything that I can answer, leave a comment in the underbar, or in the comment section or whatever, become part of the show. If you're in my Discord, come join me, the more the merrier. Anyway, moving on up into the burst, starting us off in 1893, we have Prasanta Chandra Mahalanobis. He was an Indian scientist and applied statistician, Mahalanobis distance, whose birthday is celebrated annually in India as National Statistics Day, born in Calcutta, Bengal, British India. But didn't we have a National Something Day yesterday, or was that Numbers Day? So we have 2 things back to back in India, apparently. Let's see here. Who else was born? Robert Evans was born on this date in 1930. He was a U.S. producer and actor. Love Story, The Godfather, Chinatown, born in New York City, New York, dying in 2019. So just 2 years ago. 1936, Harmon Killebrew was a U.S. baseball player for the Minnesota Twins. He was born in Payette, Idaho, dying in 2011. Little Eva was born in 1943. Little Eva Boyd, a U.S. pop singer. The Locomotion. Do the locomotion. Yeah, okay. Keep your hands off my baby. That's my purse, I don't know you. She was born in Belhaven, North Carolina, dying in 2003. Richard Lewis was born on this date in 1947. He is a U.S. comedian. Marty Gold, Anything But Love, born in New York City, New York. And that might be the end of births. Yep, it is. Moving on into deaths, starting in 1852, Henry Clay was an American politician known as the Great Compromiser. He died of tuberculosis at the age of 75. That's pretty old for tuberculosis, so, good on him. I think he was a fighter, it sounds like. 1861, Elizabeth Barrett Browning was a British poet and writer. How Do I Love Thee? Died at the age of 55. 1941, Ignacy Jan Paderewski, I don't know, died on the stage. Polish pianist and composer and statesman, the first premier of Poland, serving in the year of 1999. Serving in the year of 1919. Sorry, died of pneumonia in New York at the age of 80. 1967, Jane Mansfield, Vera Jane Palmer, a U.S. actress, The Girl Can't Help It, died of a car crash at the age of 34. Oh, man. 1967, Primo Carnera was an Italian boxer, the the world heavyweight champion from 1933 through 34. Why am I muffing so bad today? I muffin every day, don't I? Died of alcohol-related liver disease at the age of 60. Dang, that sucks. Lana Turner died on this date in the year 1995. She was a U.S. actress in Peyton Place, The Postman Always Rings Twice, Limitation of Life, and died unmarried of cancer at the age of 74. Oh, man. Katharine Hepburn was a U.S. actress. Adam's Rib on Golden Pod dies of natural causes at the age of 96. Okay, so she got up there. That's good. Carl Reiner, 2020, just 2 years ago, was a U.S. comedian, actor, and screenwriter. Your Show of Yours, 2,000-Year-Old Man, The Dick Van Dyke Show. Hey, look at that. Director of The Comic and the Jerk. So wait, is this the guy, was this Dick Van Dyke? I think so. Carl Reiner. So let me check him up here real quick. He died at the age of 98. He was also an author. So let's see here. Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke. Who is the actor? Richard Wayne Van Dyke. Okay. So this is not the actor. And that concludes the show for the day. Once again, check the underbar of the description for any links that you may be interested in. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles!